Welcome to the OVW Fan Zone Live. This is where fans talk back. My name is Jackman Oaks.
I'm Brian Hines.
The live stream waits for no one.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. You already heard him. His name is Tiny Brian. Tiny Brian, say hello, please.
Hello.
Tiny Brian is in the chat room. He is our producer behind the board. You will not see him, but you may hear him. But you can talk to him in the chat. He's under the name @OVW Podcast. He'll be collecting all of your questions, comments, concerns, complaints, requests, anything wrestling or OVW related. He'll be there to collect those and give them to us in the final segment of tonight's show. Brian Hines, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's
I think we need some more volume on Brian Hines, please.
I am surprised that we were able to pull the show together.
Yeah.
It has been quite the week.
Well, we're here. We're here with our friends in the chat. I see the chat already. We see some of our friends, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Rebecca Cady, Roy Bischoff is there. We love to see it, and we look forward to talking to you guys this evening. So, we, over on our YouTube channel, we, of course, host the OVW podcast, the original podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Unofficially speaking.
Over on our YouTube channel, we have a new interview with the Excitement JJ Lawson, and we also have our newest episode covering last week's OVW television show Rise in its entirety, premiering right after the end of this show. So please go over and check us out and like us and subscribe and watch our videos.
Please.
It would mean a bunch. It would mean a bunch. Brian Hines, where can we find the superstars of Ohio Valley Wrestling?
Well, this Thursday and every Thursday you can catch them at Hot Point Davis Arena. Doors open at 5:45 now. Is that right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So doors open at 5:45. You've got plenty of time to get in and get seated. Hit the merch booth, hit the concession stand, hit the restroom if you need to. You can catch Overdrive matches from 6:30 to 7 and Rise from 7 to 9. This Sunday you can also catch OVW at Fight Night at Davis Arena. That is
that
August
card's
17th.
Really shaping up. That
yeah,
card's really
it
shaping
really
We're
is.
going to be doing some predicting from Fight Night later on in the program.
We sure are, as we generally tend to do here on the Fan Zone. It is also a free premium live event.
That's true. AJ McKay mentioned that on this past week's show.
Yes.
It's my understanding that actually the phrase premium live event is a WWE trademark.
Oh.
So we're going to call that an OVW live event.
I see.
But it's free.
But it is free. It's on YouTube. Unless it's a little bit. It's what, $10 at the door. If you want to come see it, come see it. It's going to be worth your time to see in person.
I don't know.
Sunday evening.
Is it only 10 still?
I don't know. I haven't bought tickets in a minute. 10, 15.
Yeah, we haven't had the fortune to go. Don't say you haven't bought tickets in a minute. That makes it sound like we're getting comps over here, and that's not the case.
No, that doesn't happen with us.
That's not the case. So, so maybe we should look that up just for future reference, so that way we can inform our listeners on the correct information. But $10, $15, something around there. And it'll be a great night of professional wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky. So
I'm going to go to OVW Tix and look that up right now.
Yeah. In addition to catching them at Davis Arena week after week and for special events.
Sure.
You can catch them at the Bluegrass Sportsplex in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, August 29th. Bonus Pints in Longport, Indiana on September 6th. the LaPorte Civic Auditorium, or as we like to call it, the LaPorte Auditorium in LaPorte, Indiana, September 27th. Owensboro Event Center, Owensboro, Kentucky on November 1st. And lastly, Jungle Gym's Oscar Event Center in Fairfield, Ohio, November 21st. You can get all of these tickets at ovwtix.com.
I did leave out the Kentucky State Fair Friday and Saturday.
Yes, that is correct. August 22nd and 23rd. There is one show on Friday night and 2 shows on Saturday afternoon and evening. You don't want to miss it.
Be fun. Those shows, all of these shows, this is what makes these kind of shows, untelevised shows, so special. So you're going to see a lot of stuff you don't see on TV, a lot of matchups you don't see on TV. You're going to see a lot of great wrestling. You're going to see a different side of some of your favorite OVW superstars if you're fortunate enough to go to any or all of these events. Really cannot speak to what degree and how fun it is we have at these events, and how much, if you're an OVW fan, you've got to make the time to go.
Yeah.
Another thing about those events, if there's a match on OVW TV that you think, I would really love to see these two go at it, there's a good chance they're going to go at it at a live event for you. If they've been building that but they haven't gotten there yet, I've now a couple different times seen people, you get a preview of that match in the live, non-televised events.
Yeah, that's true. And the two at the fair, you can have the fair food of your choosing.
And it's some good food.
Do you remember when we did the food draft for Thanksgiving?
I do.
We should do a...
It was Christmas.
It was Christmas. We should do a fair food draft at some point, like a bonus episode.
The state fair food is very, very good. However, if we're going, remote locations that OVW goes to frequently, and food, waterfront during the Derby Festival.
Yeah,
that's
better than the fair, really.
Yeah, man. Just a little very same style food,
Yeah,
general
I figured
public,
it was pretty
deep fried foods. The one thing that really made the difference, though, and this is the first time I'd ever had this, was it was some sort of like deep fried cheese.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know what it was specifically that made this so special, but it's what edged out for me in my mind, giving the advantage to the waterfront.
Yeah,
No.
That is always my go-to.
Yeah, chat. If you guys are going out to these events, let us know some of your favorite food that you've had while seeing the OVW superstars while traveling. And I mean, for what it's worth, Davis Arena food is very good.
Oh yeah,
Davis Arena Snack Bar rated 4.5 on Google.
Yeah,
highly rated.
Wick's Pizza is great, and the Four Peg Smokehouse, those wings. And I'm particular about wings.
Yes,
those are some good wings.
I love those wings.
That's enough food talk. Let's take a break real quick. We'll be celebrating my birthday here. That's why I have this belt, because I'm the champion.
Before we take a break, do we maybe want to talk about how things are a little weird this week for us? I know we kind of go into it on the podcast.
Yeah, we did it on the other show, but we can.
Yeah. So we were not really thinking we were going to be able to do the podcast or the fan zone this week due to technical difficulties. If you've been here, you've come by the studio, you know the layout. There was, long story short, there was a water line in the next room that got hit while we were doing some renovations. So there was rushing water coming out of the wall. We had trash cans. We had 5-gallon buckets trying to, offset all of the water that was coming out. But at one point there was at least an inch of water in the office before you make it to the studio. So we weren't entirely sure what our technical capabilities were, if anything had been...
If any at all.
If any at all.
Water don't stop.
No, it sure doesn't. I mean...
And electronics, like all the things we have in here, really don't like it.
It was like a Three Stooges movie, kind of, because we're trying to get these buckets underneath this water line, and at one point there wasn't anybody around to help me because they were looking for buckets and things like that. So I'm trying to stick my finger into this water line to keep the water inside the wall, and around 9 o'clock on Monday, I left because I was drenched from head to toe. My shoes are still wet. I put them in my car. Hopefully the heat from the sun would dry them out, but I was going to wear them to work on Tuesday morning, and they were still wet. So I'm surprised that there was not more damage than there was, given the gravity of the situation at the time. But we made it, and here we are, streak intact.
Yeah.
I wanna say this to speak to how unsure we were about the prospects of this show happening tonight. I received a text message, 4:31, Brian Hines. Are you still here? I am not. The show is not going to happen. That is how I responded. So you're not coming back? I'm in the area. If we think we can do it, I will come back, but I am not optimistic.
Yeah, and we walked in, and I didn't think we even had internet.
Yeah, I was waiting for the text message to go home, not for the text message to come do this show. I'm very glad that we were doing this show. I'm very glad to be here with you guys tonight, but it was dire. 2 hours, 2.5 hours ago.
Up to the very last minute, and we were able to cobble together a episode of the podcast, and we are with you here, and that's why I was walking in with my jacket, because we just finished doing the other one, so we were able to make both of them happen despite having serious doubts about our technical abilities this evening.
I guess since we got all of that out of the way, we can take a break. Hopefully our friend Brian Allen, if you're a watcher of our other show, which if you're not, what you doing? He's been joining us the past few weeks. He had a free night tonight. He's out there doing his job stuff right now, but hopefully at some point near the hour, you guys can meet Brian, and he'll sit down with this show and meet this audience. And yes, his name is actually Brian, guys.
Yes.
Because we can't have too many Bryans. I do want to say special thanks to Malachi. He came in with me and did a lot of the heavy lifting to get us back on the road here so that we're able to live stream. So shout out to Malachi P.S. Woodard.
Nice work, P.S.
The greatest son a fat man ever had.
Thank you, Malachi. I appreciate you as always. Malachi, get ready back there. We're about to take a break. Thank you guys so much for listening. My name is Jack Minogues.
I'm Brian Hines.
This is the OVW Fan Zone Live.
Dream a reality and attend the world-famous Harvard of Pro Wrestling. The OVW Academy with Al Snow, the birthplace of legends including Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton, The Miz, and many more. Will you be the next name added to that impressive list? Visit OVWacademy.com and apply now.
This week, hopefully, we'll have this all straightened out.
Fan Zone. Whoa.
Get your ticket.
My name is Buzz Backlund, and I'm in the OVW Fan Zone.
Welcome back, OVW Fan Zone Live. This is where fans talk back. My name is Jack Minogues.
B. Hines in the house.
Hey guys, let's do a little review from last week, shall we?
Let's do it. Had a lot of fun last week.
We talked about the trios match, which saw lovely Miss Larkin and Sophia Rose team with a returning Hollywood Haley J to take on Vipress, Freya the Slayer, and a recently returned J-Rod. Both of you actually get off the hook because neither one of you were wrong because there was no winner. This did not go to a decision.
And that was because J-Rod turned on her teammates.
Yeah, J-Rod did the most surprising face turn I think I've ever seen.
I think from now on, every time there's a no decision, I'm going to name my own winner. And my own winner from this match was all the girls crowded on the rampway.
Yeah, all of Haley's fans.
All of Haley's fans. Those are the winners. For this
And that
match.
hug Haley gave, where I thought she was going into the pit, where she kind of leaned over and hugged about 18 people all at once.
Yeah.
And she was mostly like head down, kind of facing down, but somehow did not go over. It was delightful.
I'd never seen anything like it before. Actually, I had. It was called Beatlemania. That was the reception that Hollywood got.
Yeah. And well deserved.
Well deserved.
So while we're here talking about it, do you think we're going to see more from Haley? I mean, the rest of these folks come and go are here most of the time.
I hope so.
I think it's hard to say. especially with honestly the match being inconclusive.
Yeah.
I would feel a lot more comfortable saying one way or another if this match had gone to a 3 count like it was supposed to, but that's not what happened. So
No, you predicted that Haley was going to be taking the pin.
I did, and I think that was still up in the air at the point that the match got thrown out. I think that was still up in the air.
So we shall see, I suppose. Let's move along to a non-title match, which saw the OVW Media Champion Anthony Katina take on I wouldn't say returning, but good to see you after a few weeks, Luscious Lawrence.
Always good to see Luscious.
Yeah.
Both of you made the head decision to choose Anthony Katina to pull the win out here. So both of you get your kudos for that. Good job. Then we talk about the U.S. Championship contract signing. Japman, you predicted, I think you very specifically predicted that they wouldn't break a table, that there would not be escalation like you normally see.
I did
And
say
they
that.
did not, in fact, they turned it over, but there was a table in 2 different segments this week.
And
last
nobody
week,
went through
and
it.
nobody went through that table.
Oh,
No.
you gotta save that for Sunday night.
I'm
But
telling you.
we did tank because we both figured that Crixus was going to be the one that started swinging the chair. And it wasn't him, it was Tony Gunn.
Yeah, in retrospect, I think that was.
How'd we miss that?
Yeah, I think that was a little foolish on our part.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry,
It happens.
collecting comments out of the chats for later, so pardon me. Let's see. What else do we have? So, yeah, that one. And then the Jamin Olivencia birthday party. Let's see. Brian, you had the great idea that they did not use that the gift would be a stipulation.
Don't say that. Don't say they did not. That's not what we do. We're not pitching ideas.
Oh no, we're not. But that we had hoped to see that. I thought that was a great idea.
I loved that idea too. That was a classic Brian Hines.
But Chapman, you did correctly call that there would be a bit of a thing with a cake. So
Well,
congratulations
no,
for that.
I said specifically the cow would come out of a box.
Oh yeah,
that was shaped like a
that's
cake.
correct.
is what I specifically said.
Swinging for the fences last week, both of you.
We
You
tried,
love it.
man. We tried.
All right, so that's all we have to review from last week. So let's get into the most exciting segment in the history of OVW Fan Zone Live. It's time for predictions. Predictions. He saved this production today, so we're going to let PS off with his weird prediction.
Yeah.
So
I think he's doing a great job back there. Malachi,
really
you're doing
is.
a great job back there.
Indeed.
all right. This one. Sorry. Roy Bischoff had a question, and it almost got a predictions. I'm busy, son. Trying to keep this show on the road over here. All right, let's get into it, shall we?
Please, been waiting. Been waiting my whole life.
Just for this moment. So let's start with what we know about Thursday, which is exactly one thing.
Okay.
We know that Jamin Olivencia and Tony Gunn will take on Eric Surge and Cal Hero in the inevitable tag team pair-up match.
Interesting.
So Jamin and Tony Gunn, Eric Surge, and Cal Hero.
That seems to be the thing, yeah.
That makes sense. That's,
And there's one name obviously missing from this.
Right.
I mean, there is the key, I guess, right there is the person who's not involved out of all of it. I mean, I don't know. I think this time next week I'm going to be having to decide who the winner was because it's going to no DQ, right?
What, this one?
The real winner, yeah, like I did earlier with the Hollywood match. I'm gonna try to get that over. I think I'm trying to make that a gimmick, yeah. But
Okay.
no, I do. I think that there's no way this doesn't end probably in a DQ. If I was mapping it out, like Crixus comes out and he kind of, maybe takes care of Tony Gunn and Eric Surge or something like that. Cal Hero and Jamin, like, I don't know, maybe they both go for a knee at the same time. Maybe they both go for a standing O at the same time. Something to show that, like, these guys are, like, tied together on, like, a scale that they probably don't even realize at the moment. Just something where they're forced into seeing eye to eye right before the big match on Sunday night. That's what
Okay.
I think I would like to see. But as far as the match goes, I'd probably ends in DQ.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like Crixus is going to come out. That's going to be enough of a distraction for Tony Gunn and Eric Surge. I can see the match devolving into those three beating on each other outside of the ring, and as the bell's ringing and they're trying to restore order, Jamin and Cal having to be torn apart in the middle of the ring by the authorities in the back.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different directions this way we go. I think that yours is probably a little bit more likely of the situation is how we go off television. The last thing we see before the pay-per-view or the live event is the locker room clearing,
Yeah.
Maria, J-Mo, Jebediah.
All the referees.
Get them all out there.
Daniel Spencer.
So did I hear that right? Both of you say this ends in DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah, Becky says, I don't think Crixus will be able to not interfere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
I agree. Well, and, looking at it kind of like larger term, like these are all of the people involved in your co-main event. Like, you've got to keep this hot. And any one of these four people taking a pin kind of ceases their momentum.
Yeah.
So, I think we're looking at a DQ ski.
All right, let's move on to what we know about Fight Night, which is this Sunday on YouTube for free. Can't say, and it is $15 for general admission. That's all there is left.
Okay.
Wait, I want to change my prediction. Still going DQ. Jamin pins Cal.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how does that end up in a DQ then?
Well, I guess you're right. Well, okay, so not a you're right.
Standing
All
up.
right, let me rephrase that. Crixus gets involved. Ref maybe knocked out, maybe distracted. That is what leads, to the interaction between just Cal and Jamin Jamin pins Cal.
While the referee is out?
No. Like legit. Like Cal takes the L going into the pay-per-view.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think I talked myself into that a little bit during the discourse. Sorry.
No, that's what the discourse is for.
Yeah.
You love to see it. All right, so I'm gonna
Of course.
Yeah.
change you over here.
No, I think I like that a lot more.
All
But I
right.
still do like the idea of them having this moment where they have to see eye to eye, like where Cal kind of gets a moment of like, yes, I can beat Jamin, and Jamin has to understand that, like, yeah, there's a real possibility that I lose to Cal.
I kind of feel like maybe that's how we see this match start.
Yeah.
Like those two in the ring, first thing, having a stare down, both realizing that, I can beat you, you can beat me, I've taught you things, I've learned things from you, and it's, that's where
some back and forth, some quid pro quo. Yeah. No, I like that. I like that a lot.
All right. So let's move on to Fight Night.
Okay, let's
Since
do
that
it.
is all we know about Thursday. First of all, so these are all pretty high-level things, so we're just going to kind of move through them here. First is the three-way dance, which sees Tony Gunn take on Crixus, and they both take on OVW US champ Eric Surge.
So three-way dance, we went over this in the regular podcast, but we'll go over it here as well. Three-way dance is a three-person match where two people start. They have a time limit where if the match is not over by the end of that time limit, the third person will enter. So in this case, we're going to start with Tony Gunn and Crixus. Mm-hmm. Eric Surge has champion's advantage, so he will enter after 10 minutes.
Yes.
Just wanted to set the stage as we talk about this so everybody understands what a three-way dance is and what that rule set means. So what I'm saying is, I guess let's start here. Any chance that Eric Surge doesn't even have to get involved in the match? Any chance?
I believe it is zero chance.
No taker on that? No taker on that?
No.
Me neither.
No.
Me neither. Any chance Eric Surge retains?
See, the champion's advantage is he doesn't have to start the match with an opponent. He gets to come in the middle of it. But the disadvantage is if Crixus pins Tony Gunn or vice versa, they're the new champion, right?
I thought that if one of them, I thought it was an elimination thing. So if one of them was eliminated in the first 10 minutes, Eric just comes out and now it's a straight up match.
Yeah, I believe well, I don't know. Because I think
Chat, what do you
I
think?
think I've seen them both ways.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say what is more likely is the elimination thing, but I think what would be more fun is the scenario that you've described, where Eric Surge can just lose his title without even being in the match.
And that's a dangerous place to be in.
That is. I think for dramatic effect, that's a lot more fun. But
Yeah.
I think what's more likely is the opposite. But
That would set Eric up for a fun chase. I mean, if he loses it without being even in the ring, and then he's chasing whoever does win it there, that would be a fun chase to watch.
Well, that would mean 2 out of the 3 people in that match or previous title holders that aren't champions anymore without actually losing it, if that's how that plays out.
right, I see what you're saying. So back to the conversation. What are you placing the chances, the odds, out of 100, let's say, percentage-wise? What are the odds of Eric Surge retaining?
I mean, I guess that depends on how he plays it. If he lets Tony Gunn and Crixus kind of take each other out, then it would be much easier for him to get in and retain. But I don't know if that's how it's going to work. In terms of like percentage,
Yeah,
I kind of feel like 65%.
65%.
About 2/3.
So you think 2/3 chances that Eric Surge.
Yeah,
is
if
still
you have this match 3 times, I feel like he's going to win 2 of them.
where do you put the other 2?
Split that other third equally.
Okay, so
Well, I don't know. Maybe a slight advantage to Tony Gunn.
I would probably say the same thing. I would probably say I'd probably be a little lower on 2/3 than Eric Surge, but not much. And I would give the slight advantage of the remainder to Tony Gunn.
Because he's going to be sneaky, and I feel like there's probably going to be a chair involved.
Well, and he's only got one thing left to mark off from his OVW tenure.
Yeah.
And it's literally this belt.
That's right.
And I kind of want to see it. And I've loved Eric Surge as champion.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. There's something about Tony right now. There's something about Tony since he's been back that I think really warrants a title, and that title specifically, because it's the only one he hasn't held before.
Now that we're talking this out, maybe it won't be 65%. Maybe it'll be. I don't know, man. It's tough, but I see your point. I don't know, man. It's hard. It could very well be Tony Gunn, but I feel like it's probably going to be Eric Surge.
Is that a prediction, Brian? Are we predicting Eric Surge at Fight Night?
I will predict Eric Surge.
All right. Jackman?
I'll take money on Tony Gunn. I'll take money on Tony Gunn.
All right.
I'm really liking Tony Gunn. I'm serious when I say that there have been times in the time that we've been covering OVW that I've had a kind of a hard time connecting with Tony Gunn, the character.
Sure.
Yeah.
The course of the last year, quite the opposite. I've basically loved everything he's done.
Well, he is the best there is.
Like I think the guy's in peak shape, man. I think the guy's putting in the best work in the time that I've been watching OVW. And Tony Gunn was the show opening promo of my very first OVW show. So I've been fortunate to see Tony Gunn and fortunate to watch him long enough for my opinion on him to really change. So
Cool.
You know, I was thinking about his promo about why he joined the Revolution a year ago. It was such a good kind of I could, you feel it with him when he talks about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with Chapman. I've really enjoyed Tony. I'm not a predictor, so I'm not going to make a prediction. But we have Tony Gunn for you, Chapman, and Brian. You have taken Eric Surge. So how about we?
I've got a question.
Yes.
What is it about Crixus right now that you think neither one of us are putting our money down behind him?
That's a good question. I don't know. But Eric Surge has got the goods.
Yeah.
We both kind of feel like there's something different about Tony Gunn since he's come back. Crixus has come back here fairly recently within the last couple of months or so. I don't know. It's just an intangible thing. Tony Gunn just seems a little bit dirtier. Wants to fight a little bit dirtier.
Mm.
He's willing to pull out the stops and do what it takes. And whether it's right or wrong, but there seem to be a lot of chairs floating around the Gunn orbit.
I do wonder how, in all sincerity, how clean this match is going to be.
It's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know if Tony Gunn has any will or want to win straight up at this point.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's all about whatever it takes.
And Crixus will definitely take some of those same strategies that Tony Gunn has been employing if he has to.
Tony feels more cutthroat.
Yeah. I think
that's what it comes down to, and I think that's what both of you are kind of sensing is, Crixus is very good at what he does, and the crowd loves him, and so do I.
Yeah.
But Tony seems to be the one who is positioned to do whatever is necessary to put that belt on his waist.
Yeah. So I'm happy with my pick, Tony Gunn. I'm happy with Tony Gunn.
Let's move along, shall we? The OVW Heavyweight Championship, which sees your OVW Heavyweight Champ Cal Hero taking on the 11th Warrior, not the Tom Cruise movie, or whatever.
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas movie. Jamin Olivencia for the championship. Gentlemen, what say you?
I know you're really looking forward to this match. Is this the one that you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah. I think that Jack Von Donovan Cecil is going to be cooking versus the trifecta. I think that's really going to cook. But I've said this before. When my favorite matches are high profile, Saturday night, Sunday night, heavyweight title, or just title matches, singles matches. I like singles matches. They don't even have to be title matches. I like singles matches.
Sure.
All of my favorite wrestling matches are singles matches. Like when I think of what I really like about the sport of professional wrestling, I think it can be best exemplified in the kind of entertainment and passion that a singles match only can give you. That's just kind of my opinion. So yes, this is definitely my favorite one, if only by virtue of it being a singles match. This is like a near impossible pick, right? For a lot of different reasons. We can get into head versus heart stuff. Don't necessarily have to. But Cal Hero, this is his destiny, essentially, to be OVW Heavyweight Champion. And he's newly minted. And this is the first real challenge out of the gate. And it's a huge challenge. It's one of the most decorated guys in the history of the entire company. It's in my opinion, like the best, and I'm not kidding when I say it, guys, the best professional wrestler I've ever seen in person, Jamin Olivencia. That guy is just cut from a different cloth and would be a great champion, and any company would be lucky to have him as a champion. If we are talking about anything head versus heart, it's the prospect of, as what Cal said this past week, of I'm going to still be the champion on Sunday night, and you're going to be retired. If I'm doing any head versus heart things, it's not because I'm such a big Jamin fan that I want to see him as champion. It's because I don't want to see him leave. It's because I want to see him continue to wrestle. It's because I am afraid that Cal Hero could retire Jamin Olivencia. And unfortunately, folks, I think that's where we're going. And maybe that was just Cal getting in a line, but we spoke with Jamin, and he did make reference in our interview with him, which is out now, and if you haven't seen it, is one of the best interviews we've ever done.
That was a really good one,
Go watch it ahead. If you've seen it before, watch it again, and if you haven't seen it, watch it ahead of this Sunday night.
Yeah, go look it up. It's in our YouTube. It's in our podcast feed. It's everywhere.
But he said something, I don't remember, I'll paraphrase, but something kind of about knowing that the end of his wrestling career is near, and him being happy to do it because his daughter gets to see him wrestle. And,
That's right,
And him being able to have this one last run at where he started, Ohio Valley Wrestling, meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
And that's why he comes out every week and is so tense. And that's why he comes out every week and is so passionate. Because Ohio Valley Wrestling does mean a lot to him. And this run means a lot to him. I'm just scared. I'm scared.
Don't want it to be over.
I'm going to say Cal Hero wins. And I'm going to go so far as to say Cal Hero wins by fanny pack knee.
Rather than standing O.
Interesting.
And if that's the case, and I never get to see Jamin Olivencia wrestle at OVW again, or at all ever again, in all seriousness, it was a pleasure. I almost said the F word. It was a pleasure. Like, this guy is, as a fan of professional wrestling, there's no way you can't like this guy. This guy is the truth. This guy has everything it takes, and is such a ethereal presence on top of that. Like, he's a very well-rounded person.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
do love Jamin.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you is he going to pull it out?
I don't know, man. That's a hard call. They've done such a great job of building this up, and they had the birthday party last week where you can kind of see like the rivalry. It's like you can tell that there's some jabs back and forth, but there's also like a level of friendship underneath that. It's very multidimensional, much like Jamin himself. But
no, that segment was as much of a love letter to Jamin Olivencia as it was, a rib from Cal, and that, that points toward, not to be too meta, but
When they start saying nice things about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I agree with you on this one, and I appreciate your logic for explaining why you are picking Cal Hero to win. But in addition to all that, the video tribute at the end of this past week's episode seems to me like a fairly clear indicator that that's where this is going. And if that's the case, I hate the fact that we are facing the possibility that we may not see Jamin Olivencia at Davis Arena anymore. But and the interview as well.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that part of the interview. But I'm afraid I have to agree with you.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, man. Like, and Jamin knows this probably more than any other person that I've met in my life. Things happen, time passes, and like nothing can be preserved in amber. Nothing can be,
Nothing gold can stay.
Yeah. So, having said that, is there any two people you trust more on the roster to provide the moment that this match is going to necessitate?
Nope.
There's
if you're going to go out, this is how you have to do it.
Yeah, there's been so many legendary moments at Davis Arena, even before, way before we ever started covering this thing, way before I even was watching wrestling.
Yeah.
This could be one of them. This match between Cal Hero and Jamin Olivencia could be one of them. You guys do not want to miss it. OVWTIX.com. Like, this is going to be the real deal Holyfield. This is serious business. This is 10 karat gold. Like, this is the real deal.
All right. So both of you agree that Cal retains. Let's move on to the tag division, shall we? Where we're going to see the OVW Tag Champions, the Trifecta, take on what I've been calling the Odd Couple, in the form of the veteran Jack Javon and the mammoth Donovan Cecil. And Brian, let's start with you this time. What you got?
I've really enjoyed the Donovan Cecil, Jack Vaughn storyline the last little bit. all the way from Connect 4 and Operation to being reluctant tag team partners and seeing them kind of grow into a more of a finely tuned unit over the course of last week. Do I think that they can win the tag team championships? We're talking about the trifecta, and that means that you're facing three, whether you like it or not. And these guys, I mean, they're pros at what they do. I mean, they've got this whole thing down pat. I'm going to slide a belt into the ring. Are you going to hit somebody with it, or is it going to distract the ref? There's another belt. That's probably going to come into play at some point. Are these two going to be able to look out for each other well enough to be able to offset all of the trickery? I mean, not to mention that you're probably going to see Katina outside the ring. So it's 3-on-2. Everybody's got a belt. These belts are heavy. You get hit in the head.
This is real.
It's going to hurt.
This is actually one of the real ones. It's got the sticker on the inside and everything.
Not plastic.
No, it's not a toy, kids.
Wow.
No, this thing will knock you out. This thing will knock you out. Approximate size and shape of a media championship, an OVW media championship.
Mm-hmm. So. I don't know that they're going to be able to do it. I feel like this is
they
just
being Donovan Cecil and Jack
Donovan Cecil and Jack Vaughn. I don't know that they're experienced enough as a team, are willing enough to put their differences aside in order to be able to do what is best in order to accomplish the goal of winning the tag team championships. I mean, on this past week's episode, Donovan was going to go for the pin and would have had it. Jack Vaughn threw him out of the way, and he got credit for the victory.
Hey, it's a veteran move, man.
It is a veteran move, and I don't disagree with that. I just don't feel like they're going to fully be able to put all differences aside in order to achieve this goal. And if it were anybody else but the trifecta, I would say it's almost a 50-50 shot. But if that is their opponent, they have the championship gold, they're looking to keep it. So I think I'm going to go with the trifecta this time.
Well, and you can't be off the same page for even a moment if you're Donovan Cecil and Jack Vaughn against the trifecta. No. Because they're so good at creating spaces to capitalize. If you're just going to go ahead and give them one, why'd you even show up?
Yeah.
Why'd you even show up?
I mean, they're like a basketball team that it just has a three-man weave where they just kind of constantly go back and forth between the two in the ring and the one on the outside of the ring.
And, we talk kind of in jest about the veteran move that Jack Vaughn pulled on Donovan Cecil to steal the victory, for the record books anyway, from him. But he's also the veteran in a lot of other ways, not just for being sneaky and kind of rowdy. He studies.
Yes.
He's seen every game in the book. The trifecta's still pretty young. They probably thought that they invented all of this stuff. They probably think they're the first people to do some of the stuff that they're doing. They're not. Jack Vaughn's seen it before 1,000 different times in 1,000 different packages.
Yep.
So he's going to be a little bit more aware of some of this type of stuff, naturally, being the veteran. Is it going to be enough to completely counteract them, especially when you're not on the same page with your tag team partner? There's the big question. I said when they put Jack Vaughn and Donovan Cecil together, I said, how long is it going to be until they're champions? Because they obviously will be. I don't know if it's Sunday night.
Yeah.
So are we both taking the trifecta? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right. Read between the lines, OVW. Chapman and Brian agree. All right. Let's move along to...
I think that tag team match is more of a foil to move them to a position storyline-wise where we finally get that match between Donovan and Cecil.
Yeah, and then they just go fight it out like brothers.
Yeah, you got to love it. Let's move on to the Rush Division, where our OVW Rush Division champion, the svelte and sexy Steven Steele, takes on...
Man, what a powerhouse this past week on commentary Steven Steele was.
Yeah. Just cannot get around him.
What did he say?
He said a lot.
They call me Steven Steele 169 because I'm number one, and we can.
Yeah.
All right, let's move along here.
And I think, although we didn't hear it, I'm sure that AJ McKay probably threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, one thing about it, AJ does not like Steven Steele.
Not at all.
So we will see the man who calls everybody baby doll himself, Steven Steele, your OVW Rush champion somehow, taking on the main character, BD Brandon Davis, for that championship. What do you guys think?
Without making a proper prediction at this moment, this match is really, you should consider it, what is the state of the Rush division? Is it going to continue in the direction that it continues under Steven Steele being its champion? Or are we going to go back to a Rush division that we recognize a little bit more, right?
That we saw a little bit of on last week's episode.
Right. Are we going to go back to guys, a champion that can go a million miles an hour and do the flips,
do a 450 off the top rope,
do all the cool stuff, and jump into the guardrails and all the fun stuff that the Rush division is known for, right? That's how I view this match. This is a what's the word I'm looking for? A referendum on the future of the Rush division.
Well,
I would love to see Steven Steele baby doll
actually get through this match and keep it going.
Yeah. Having said that, though, if Brandon Davis wins and we kind of go back to that old Rush division, it's not a bad thing. That's the point of the belt. It's the point of the division. And Steven Steele's made. Steven Steele is made from this title run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So he don't need it no more.
He's bigger than the Rush division.
He is. And I know that there's a low-hanging joke to make there, but no, he is. He is bigger than the Rush division. So, reading tea leaves or whatever, I'm saying I'm going to go Brandon Davis. I think Steven Steele, in all honesty, has exceeded the belt as an attraction and as a wrestler.
Interesting.
And I think it was a nice diversion. The Steven Steele stuff's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I think that the Rush division is ready to get back to business as well. And Brandon Davis be the perfect champion to kind of course correct from Steven Steele.
Yeah, I know that everybody in the Rush division was very upset when he won the title. Everybody's still upset that he's still walking around with the title, talking smack. Very smooth at talking. Very, very smooth on the mic.
Smooth talking, sharp walking, baby.
Yep,
It's
right.
It's on the T-shirt.
Yeah, that's right, it is. But first off, congratulations to the number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved.
Well deserved, because that was quite the match. Given the track record, the in-ring track record of Steven Steele, and how it appears as though he's just fallen ass backwards into a majority of these wins, I have to ask myself, do I feel like that trend is going to continue?
It's a lot harder to do when it's one-on-one.
It is very much harder to do when it's one-on-one. And I don't know. I kind of feel like we're going to get a continuation of that. I kind of feel like he's going to hold on to that belt just a little bit longer, but maybe this builds the rivalry between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, no losers here.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
No.
This is truly between these two guys. If Brandon Davis walks away the champion, big opportunity for him. If Steven Steele loses it, he doesn't lose much.
No.
And tons of just potential on the horizon in the Rush division either way. But mark my words, this match is the most important match in the history of the Rush division since we've been covering it. Just because it will decide the direction that the Rush division goes.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brian, do we say? Are you saying Steele retains?
I think Steele is going to have one of those matches where he just falls on Brandon Davis, the right place, right time.
So you think it's nonsense that he retains via nonsense?
Something along those lines, yeah.
Sure.
And I feel like that is going to be the start of a rivalry that lasts for a few to several weeks with the main character, Brandon Davis.
All right. So we have one more that is actually not on your notes because there was no poster made yet, which is suspicious, and we can maybe talk about it if you want. It is the OVW Women's Championship, which will see your OVW Women's Champion, Freya the Slayer, taking on Sophia Rose in a return from the last time from when Sophia won this.
Hate to break it to you. That ain't happening no more. That ain't happening no more.
The match?
We've got another week of television. J-Rod turned on Freya. That division is going – tomorrow night will tell.
It's going to go nuclear.
Yeah. Tomorrow night will tell, but we are not like – what we will end up getting on Sunday night, if my prediction is correct, is going to look so drastically different than what we think we're going to get right now in this moment. We talked a little bit about, do you think we see Haley again? If we do, it's because there's shakeup in this match.
I could see seeing Haley at Fight Night, but I kind of feel like if we do, it will be to neutralize any outside threat from possibly J-Rod.
My question is, if you're OVW, don't you need Haley on Fight Night? Like, it's the biggest star that you got going.
Yeah.
This is a big pay-per-view. Like, we've been covering OVW long enough to know when they give it away for free on YouTube, they're trying to make a big push.
Yeah.
They do this about, they've done it a couple times in the past. Try to make a big push. Dude, think about getting Haley on that pay-per-view. It would sell out the arena. Not saying that it won't already be sold out, but it'll definitely sell out the arena.
Yeah.
Bring a ton of eyes to the pay-per-view. Haley's a viral star. Haley's a viral star.
If Haley is not at the pay-per-view, you need to be slapped, and she's the woman to do it.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm as a fan of OVW, if I'm looking at the prospect of even being able to have Haley on, you got to.
Yeah.
But I also don't mind as a fan the idea that maybe this just existed in a blip and we see Haley again in a handful of months. But I really
it is entirely possible.
I really do think, reading tea leaves, the reason we don't have a match graphic is because there's all kinds of shakeup happening in this match. We'll find out what it is tomorrow night.
Brian, is that your belief too, that this is not what actually is going to end up happening?
One-on-one? Mm-hmm. It's unpredictable at this point. With Haley coming back next week, J-Rod turning on her tag team partners, heading into a pay-per-view with the women's title on the line, I feel like it's just going. There's too many variables, too many X factors.
Yeah, there's something's happening. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I don't have a solid prediction of what I think it's going to be.
We have our tea leaves.
If I had a prediction, it would probably be it gets fanned out to a 4-way, so that you can get J-Rod and Hollywood on the card.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
We're starting to run short on time. We've had so much fun predicting this. Let's just forego our last commercial break since nobody's paying us for those commercial breaks, and let's get right into fans talking back.
Let's do it. What do we got tonight?
First of all, he's not first, but JJ Lawson has joined us in the chat room.
Oh, JJ, good to see you.
Complimenting your shirt, Mr. Hans.
Why, thank you.
And
JJ,
I thoroughly enjoy it.
If you didn't catch it earlier, your interview is up, and for everyone else that maybe didn't hear me say it earlier, JJ Lawson's interview is over at our YouTube channel at OVW Podcast, and there will be a brand new episode of the OVW Podcast, the original podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling, premiering right at the end of this show. So pop on over to our show, our YouTube channel, and like and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Surprisingly so, yes.
JJ says he had an awesome time. So we were so glad to have you, JJ. Thanks for coming by. Let's get into the earlier comments here. Wrestling's biggest fan asks, Brian, is that a smoking jacket?
I like to look good on camera. This is
What are you trying to say?
purple. It is, what would you call this, this fabric?
Corduroy?
No, it's
No.
not corduroy. It's kind of velvet. Crush, maybe.
Yeah, crushed
Okay,
velvet.
yeah. I've got quite a few of those. I like to do most of my dinner jacket shopping at Pop's Resale.
They really ought to sponsor us.
Also not a sponsor.
Yeah, also not a sponsor.
Josh
unfortunately.
Gardner says OVW podcast should do a fast food walkthrough of the fair.
I'm all about it.
like a stream? Like a stream?
I guess, like, go spend $100 on some food and sit around and eat it and talk about what we like.
I
We're
did
going to get
do-
like 3 things?
Yeah.
I did do pizza review one time on.
Not to mention that chicken, the hot chicken you ate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My
remember
favorite
that.
about that one is when you actually when your mouth looked mad at your hands for getting the chicken close to
Oh,
it.
it was bad. It was some deep evolutionary stuff happening to my
Yeah,
body.
we were
in
supposed to
terms
try
of
it at the same
rejection.
time, but I decided to let you do it so I could see, I could kind of gauge how hot it was. And once I saw your initial reaction, I realized that no, that's all you, man.
And that was the same day as the waterfront. While we're tying it all into food conversation, it was actually the same day as the waterfront, and I drank like half a gallon of milk.
Yeah,
I
and was still hot.
was dying out there in the heat. Just a freaking half gallon of milk on my stomach.
Wrestling's biggest fan again, before you get too deep into that, asks, will we ever hear from Hema again? Is she healed up yet? Well, Hema lost a Loser Leaves Town match.
yeah, but didn't
And-
Tony Gunn
Yeah, well,
Haley.
and Haley.
and Haley?
Well, neither of them live in Puerto Rico natively, so
Yeah, I think that there was a time where maybe it seemed to me at least that there was a little bit of a Puerto Rico pipeline. We saw a handful of Puerto Rican wrestlers, and it kind of seems to me as if that's closed. But
Yeah.
I mean, Hima's a star, man. Hima's great.
I feel like I saw her on the card at a different promotion.
yeah, I feel like I've
within
seen
the
her
last
within the last
3 or
couple
4
months.
months.
Really?
Yeah,
In the Kentucky area?
I believe so.
Somewhere that Facebook brought it to me. I
interesting.
think I agree with Mr. Hans
Yeah.
on that.
I would not know.
Oh, that's right. You don't have the Facebooks. You're
Doesn't
not
have the
missing
social
anything.
medias. Cosmic Joe also asks, pork, chicken, beef, or fish?
Yes, and depends.
In terms of what I eat the most, chicken, then pork, then fish, then beef. And just in terms of my own consumption.
If we're going in order of most often to least often, it's going to be probably pork, because I love me some bacon, beef, chicken, fish.
Nah, dude, I love some fish.
Oh, I know you do.
So good.
That's why we don't eat Chinese anymore.
Speaking of fish,
That's not the only reason. That's why the place was expensive.
it was a
Well,
lot.
yeah, it was. I
Zach-
mean, it was nice.
That was a year ago.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. It
it
was
was.
before Fight Night.
Yeah.
No, it was before the summer one.
Lit-
It was June.
Independence Rage.
Yeah, because that was the night it was so hot we almost died.
I changed shirts 3 times that night.
So
And I left the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out shirt in your car, and then Malachi walks in wearing it, and it's like, I've been looking for that shirt for months.
I didn't drive that night, but I digress.
little bit of a heads up, since the chat seems to be liking the food talk. That Chinese restaurant right around the corner from Davis Arena, tremendous, amazing.
It really is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you're traveling to Fight Night or you're traveling to Rise, you got a little bit of extra time
And a little extra money.
and a little extra money. It's a Chinese buffet the likes I've never seen before.
Yes.
Zach Minger or Mingy, I'm not sure, says Happy National Fish Fillet or Filet Mignon Day.
I've got a filet in the freezer.
That's more
Can have that
his
tomorrow.
thing. It's more his thing.
While we're a lot of food tonight, Cosmic Joe Chronicles tells us free corn dogs at OVW Fight Night. I'm not sure if he's giving them away. But Cosmic, if you've got free corn dogs,
That
at Fight
sounds
Night,
almost too good to be true.
That there seems like there's probably a twist. Yes.
You got to sign up for like a credit card or
I don't
something.
want to know what kind of twist we're talking about here.
All right. Let's see. Becky says, stay golden, Behans. Then Wrestling Biggest Fan about actual wrestling says, hope Jack and Cecil bring a friend to their match.
Good
I believe
thinking.
Becky suggested one Tiberius Rex. Would be that's a good friend to have if you can get him.
I
sure
think,
is.
I think if if I was taking the bet on who's going to be a friend to Jack Vaughn and Donovan Cecil, it is Cash Daniel.
Yeah, I'd say that's a reasonable.
I just
notion.
ran into him the other day.
I heard that.
Yeah.
He told me. I was texting him.
Let's wow. Let's round it up with
Yeah, me and Kay. I was calling Kay.
Sure.
ARD1VC. I don't know how that would be pronounced. Ardvik. Who would be one talent from past OVW that isn't on the roster you would bring back for a storyline? Maybe someone we've actually seen in our 2 years of doing this. I do have a suggestion.
Let's hear it.
One, Luke Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
He would be very high on my list. I know we just talked about her, but Hemo would be very high on my list.
True.
I mean, the package of Luke Curtis and Layla Gray and kind of the amount of kind of otherworldly, I don't know, like those two seemed like celebrities when you were around.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah.
You know, like they were just so handsome and so pretty and so well put together and so well dressed. It's so just like all like these like kind of like humans that you don't see in real life, right? And the pair of them would add a ton to a television product. And the television product of OVW is looking better than it ever has been.
Yeah.
And I mean, that I think right away, if we're just looking at like people that we know can do the work, people that we know can put butts in seats, and people that would be a huge asset to have on a television program, it's Luke Curtis and Layla Gray.
I don't disagree. But for me, I mean, think of all the other people that have passed through OVW in our 2 years. I'd love to see a storyline with the Outrunners. I would love to see Dream Girl Ellie come back, because I'd love to hear that primal scream one time. Maybe not directly in front of her, as I have experienced, if you can find it in the opening credits. But Tiffany Nieves, Orion.
The list goes on and
The list
on.
goes on and on.
I think they should bring ZDP.
Not Carson Drake.
I think they should bring ZDP back.
I would love to have ZDP back for a storyline.
All right.
Halloween will be here soon.
Here we go, guys. We're overtime.
We're over
so-
time. Oh gosh, let's get out of here. I was waiting on you to do your thing.
Oh, yeah. Davis Arena tomorrow night. Come see us. Or come see OVW Sunday night. OVW Fight Night. Tuesday, the show that always kicks out at 2. That is OVW Overdrive.